Hump Day Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for those who are tuning in for the first time today. I greatly appreciate it. If you like this type of content, make sure that you do not forget to thumbs up this video. Go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss the next upload. For those who are new to the channel, I upload every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into today's video. As you can tell by the title, we have a little chatty video. So, and there is a pattern haul, commercial pattern haul. But yeah, I have my table, my notes in front of me, and so yeah, I want to go ahead and dive right in. First of all, what I'm wearing, because I always forget. I am wearing, this is the Love Notions Temple Tank underneath, and this here I always wear, and I always forget to share, and people ask, is quick sew. It's a older quick sew pattern. This quick sew pattern is from 2013, and I know I got this, but I purchased this, if you all remember, what was it, 2 years ago? I think quick sew patterns was going out of stock or something like this, and they were on sale on Something Delightful, like $2. I think that's when I picked this up. I didn't write the date down, but it was about 2 years ago. So that's what I'm wearing. I am wearing this version here, the shorter sleeve version that hangs over. So yeah, that was a couple years ago. I want to say 2020, I think that, no, I'm sorry, 2021, I think that's when that sale was going on. But anyway, so that is what I am wearing. So I am so excited about this topic today. So I do have new patterns to share with you, some commercial patterns to pick up, and I'll do that after this first part, which is the chatty bit. And if you all resonate with any of this, please leave a comment down below. I'm just curious, you know, just what your evolution of your sewing has been like over the past, I don't know, however long you've been sewing. I know our styles and maybe our aesthetics might change depending on if we go from being in the office every day, which I was at one point, to not so much being in the office, which I work from home full time, and also maybe now that you're going back to church, or maybe you have different events that you go to more frequently now and everything. Maybe some things about your sewing has evolved, not just in style, let's say also in technique, in design ideas, and now you're looking more at style lines as opposed to just what you see on the pattern cover. And so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. But I thought you guys would find this funny. Look what I found. Vogue 1671. Where did I find this? So when if you all saw my I just did a sewing room update video, I think it was last week, Wednesday. I'll leave a link up to it here. So, you know, I panned around the room, and so you know I have this hat box, a vintage hat box sitting on the calyx over here. And so what I keep in there, what I mentioned in that video, is stuff, some quilting projects and stuff that I'm working on, which, by the way, there will be quilting adventures coming up on the channel, which I'm excited to share with you. So stay tuned. Make sure that you are subscribed. But anyway, and that kind of falls into the discussion today. But anyway, there was a meeting recently, and I went through the box, and I was pulling out stuff, kind of working on a few things. And at the bottom of it was this pattern. And I was like, I knew this pattern was somewhere in the sewing room. And I was like, why is this in my quilting box? So I found it. Let me know. Do y'all want me to reach out to Vogue and ask about that whole arm size situation on that dress? I mean, at this point, it really don't matter, but I don't know if anybody's really curious on what Vogue has to say. So, heck, I found the pattern. I can reach out. Why not? I can't. If not, nobody's interested. That's fine. So you all would have just seen my video on Sunday. I tackled another technique, and that was creating my own bias tape. Now, obviously, I'm not new to using bias binding on projects and garments, but I typically buy it. I purchase it from, you know, Joann Fabrics or something like that. And this time, for those harmony blouses that I worked on, I was like, you know what, these are really, let me try, you know, create my own bias tape. I've always wanted to do it, and I saved those little boards. And so yeah, you guys got to go check out that video. I absolutely love it. It is something I will be incorporating even more, as you all know, in my garments going forward. So I'm happy to continue tackling techniques, which goes into today's discussion about evolving in sewing, and not just evolving in style, but evolving in technique, evolving in, you know, just thinking outside the box, thinking outside of what you see on the front of the pattern cover. As patterns are released, yes, a lot of the patterns that you see that come out are very similar, even cross pattern companies. This goes for indie and commercial. There are similarities between the patterns, but at least for me, I will pick up a pattern because you all know, as I talked about in the video when I talked about my first impressions of the Mimi G hacking book, is that I don't consider myself a natural hacker, where, you know, I see a designer, oh, let me do this and do that, and, you know, do all these different things. It doesn't necessarily come naturally to me, but I buy patterns, be it indie or commercial, is because there might be a design feature that is not on another pattern that I have, and why not let the pattern designer, be it indie or commercial, take all of the work out of it for me, and I just have to do a few little things to get the look that I want. That's, you know, what I'm looking for. And not every pattern, let me just say this, has to be hacked. It doesn't have to be hacked. I'm also a big fan of, you can elevate a pattern by simply the fabric you use. Simply the fabric choice can really take a very simple pattern and elevate it with just using fabric on its own, you know, or even different textiles, mixing textiles together to create a look, as opposed to just using one fabric type. You might want to mix fabric textiles, be it a faux leather with a woven, a denim with a lace, you know, different things like that, embellishing with maybe some hardware, different things like that. And so that's what I want to talk about today, because let me tell you guys, this has started for me. I noticed, because I write things, my monthly makes calendar. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love my monthly makes calendar. You all know I sell that on my website, but I really do love using it because it has different prompts in there for me to write certain things down and keep track of different things. And so this started for me, this evolution I noticed in my sewing gradually has been happening. It started at the BHM Pattern Designers Live event. What I can say, and this is just not because I put on an event, this is in general, when I see different people holding meetups in different cities and different things, and even the different frock tales that's in Atlanta, there was just one in Florida, New York, and San Francisco, California. People hold, you know, events all over the place. And then when you have sewing meetups where you actually do physical sewing together, I think it just sparks a different level of creativity, because you're seeing other creatives that sew, that's interested in sewing. Not only do you get to talk all things sewing, all things creating, whatever it is you're creating, whether it's quilting, crochet, knitting, you know, whatever it is, sewing garments, handbags. When you're in the space, sharing space with people that, you know, they are excited about that just as much as you are, and you can talk back and forth, and you can see, ooh, I like what you are wearing. Oh, I would have never thought to put that together. For me, it started back then at the BHM Pattern Designers Live event. and it just evolved. And from there is really what kicked off, you know, my interest even more in quilting, because, and I mentioned this in those videos back then, but seeing the quilts that were done and, you know, submitted as part of the entries for BHM, I was just like, oh my gosh, those are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then to actually go to the Houston Quilt Guild meeting now, I'm just blown away. And then because I had went to the Quilt Guild meeting that Bianca from Thanks I Made Them, she, what was her class called? Something, I can't remember the title, but it was incorporating quilting into your garment making and stuff like that. I was just like, really? I mean, it just, you know, it just opened up things. Then after that, it's the Sewing Fashionista meetup that happens every 2 months, every other month, that Roz from So Much Fabric hosts. And we just did the, we just had a meeting where we did our summer wardrobe, what we're planning to make, and I shared my whole plans for that. I already have a garment done. I have to do a video that was a sew-in with the one of my subscribers, so I have to share that with you. That'll come up in August. That was fun. So I'm starting on my whole summer collection and everything. And then when Chris from Unsocial reached out to me to participate in the pattern hackathon that she's hosting. That's going on now this week that you're watching this. Stay tuned for Sunday. What my garment is completed is hanging right over there. I'm so excited. I have to go take pictures. But yeah, so by the time you see this, I think, no, the day after I think you're seeing this, the pictures will be up on Instagram, because my partner and I, which is the Ravel Out, we are posting on the 21st, which is a Thursday, July 21st. So yeah, make sure you're following on Instagram so you can see. But on Sunday, I will share with you my hack, what I did, and the adjustments and different things that I made to get the look that I wanted. But yeah, so then when she reached out about that, I'm like, okay, this is perfect, because I felt like my mind is like exploding with ideas. And when I see things, I'm a visual learner. I don't know about you guys, you have to tell me. I am strictly a visual learner. Like, I have sewing books. I had shared the sewing books. I think I did show the books that I have, sewing books. I didn't, and this might sound weird to somebody, but I didn't understand my sewing books until after I visually saw people doing stuff. And I then did some of those things that when I opened up the sewing book, it started to make sense to me what the words meant on the page. If that makes sense. I'm a total visual learner. I'd rather somebody show me how to do something, and they can be talking through it, but once I pretty much got the concept in my mind and I see what you're doing, I understand, I can then go read something and say, oh yeah, I know what that means now, because I've seen it with my eyes. That's just me. That's how I learn. So you'll have to let me know if you share that. But then after the pattern, you know, her reaching out about the pattern hackathon, then there was the hashtag 5 essential handmade garments. Yeah, I participated in that tag as well. I'll pop up a link to that if you didn't see it. But anyway, I started watching people's videos. Well, I tagged a few people, and then I watched their videos, and then that brought up other people's videos. You know how YouTube does, recommend videos. And so there were 2 channels in particular. When I tell you, when I watch, now one channel I already watch, but again, my watch later list is like a mile long, and I sometimes just don't get to people's videos in a timely manner. But I did watch her 5 essential handmaids video, and that is Rebecca from Tribecca Designs. When I saw her 5 essential handmaids, I felt like her video was like, the way she presented it and everything was totally different than anybody's video that I had been watching. Although I appreciated all the 5 essential handmaids, because truth be told, some of y'all influenced me to make certain things and and create stuff. But I have to say, with Rebecca, her design mind and how she thinks about what she's creating, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just taking things outside the box. And I feel like that her video particularly resonated with me because that's my wavelength. That's where I'm at right now. And yeah, I have patterns, I purchase patterns, but like I said, when I purchased that Mimi G book, I want to get more mileage out of the patterns that I have. And yes, I do buy patterns. You all know I will destash patterns too, especially if I make something, because I recently did destash on my website of patterns where there were some I sold that I made that I knew I wouldn't make again because yeah, it was all right, but it was no need in me holding on to it, and if somebody wanted it, they could have it. And so so that's how I see it. I can turn over some patterns in a heartbeat. If I make it and don't like it, or think there's nothing about the design or style that I can tweak and do something different with, I don't need to hold on to it. But that's just my thinking. And so yeah, Rebecca, I mean, shout out to you, girlfriend, because right now I know she's working on a collection. She's doing a collection that she's going to be doing. But anyway, just the mindset and just her thinking just had me thinking and going. And then, you guys, I was really blown away. Now, you all know I do want to make jackets. I've talked about that before. Haven't gotten around to it yet. Like crop jackets, stuff like that. And I do have a vest jacket pattern here I'm gonna share that I did pick up. But you guys, if you are not following The Perfect Jacket here on YouTube, ooh-wee, that woman. Now, the interesting thing about her, she doesn't show her face in none of her videos, and at least that I've seen so far. And I saw that she was on Instagram, but she posts over on Instagram mainly fashion stuff. So I'm not sure if she's in the fashion industry. Maybe that's why she don't show her face. Maybe she's in the fashion industry or something like that. I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. But what I can say about her is her jackets, that she, oh, those jackets. And what I like is some of the jackets she makes is not something I would wear, but it's the appreciation of the art of it all, the embellishments of it. Some of them are over the top, but I appreciate that design and art aspect of it, where it causes me to think outside the box. Then she also shows, she calls them LayerCake dresses. First time ever hearing that term ever. When I came across her because of the 5 essential handmaids. She popped up in my followed, recommended or something, and so I watched it, and I enjoyed her video. And then I started watching her other videos, and she make these dresses and skirts called LayerCake Dresses, and I was like, and I loved them. Now, the whole aesthetic, our aesthetics are different. Like some of the bodices she would put onto her, the skirt part of her LayerCake dresses is not necessarily a bodice I would use, but I love that whole LayerCake idea. And it got me to thinking back to what is a LayerCake? It got me to thinking about quilting, and how quilting, you know, the cut is of a fabric square is called LayerCake. And then I was like, oh. And then when I kept watching more and more of her videos, I was like, I absolutely love this idea. And hers are gorgeous. I should have been popping up video of one of her shorts or something. But I'm just telling you, all of that. And then to get the Mimi G hacking book, pattern hacking book, all of that together, I felt like is what my mind was already overflowing on. But it's like, okay, it's almost like I couldn't interpret it or get it out And then when I started seeing, you know, Tribecca Designs, the perfect jacket, and then this whole pattern hackathon, and then just putting in the quilting and putting it all together, I was like, yeah, this is where I feel like my sewing is going to really elevate evolve, I should say, evolve in how I think about a particular design or pattern. Now here's the caveat. Again, I'm not saying every pattern that you have needs to be hacked and turned into this and that. You can definitely elevate a pattern just by the mixture of textiles, right? Or a fabric that you use. As a matter of fact, Letitia from Nicole Elise Design, she posted, and again, it was along the same lines of what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, maybe there are more people out here that's thinking like this than me. She had posted, and I'll pop up a picture of mixing. It was a simple dress that she had on, but she mixed colors, abstract designs of 2 different fabrics together to create this look. And I was like, yes, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. If anybody can relate, let me know. But you know, when I saw that, I was like, yes, I'm not the only one who's thinking like this. And just, you know, but you know what I noticed about this concept is it may mean you're not sewing as fast. So with, for example, the bias tape. Okay, if I decide to do bias tape more frequently, especially in woven garments and hems and different stuff like that, that's not something that's getting ready to get done, you know, just like this, unless I already have the bias tape done and all this other different stuff. The layer cake dresses, because I'm definitely doing that. You know, what different fabric combinations, color combinations I want to do. Y'all know it's going to be some purple and some pink and all of that. But other colors as well. You know, it's not... And I do like a quick sew. I do like some TNTs that I can just whip out and everything like that. Yes, no problem at all. Don't mind doing those. But yeah, there are gonna be projects where it's like, yeah, I wanna elevate this or evolve in my thinking, evolve in looking at the design lines, style lines a little bit more, looking more about what, you know, textile I'm gonna use and you know, how I will put it together. So yeah, you guys have to let me know what you think. I'm also thinking about, for those in the Houston area, because I have been asked in the area that I am in about doing sewing meetups where you actually meet up to sew, to work on projects. I am considering doing that. So you will all have to let me know, those that's in the area, if that's something that you're interested in. Because yeah, that's probably something I would consider doing in the fall, because I would need to find a place and all this other different stuff, where we have, you know, our ironing board set up, our cutting tables and all of that, and we can talk about, you know, what you're working on. Maybe you want some help or need some help in putting something together. I'm even considering hosting classes, so real simple basic classes. We're not getting out of hand over here, but some classes, just a, you know, one day type stuff, nothing, you know, multiple days. That's going to be a retreat 2025. But anyway, so yeah, you all have to let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. Leave that down in the comment section. And even if, say, the sew date that we get together is not just garments, maybe you want to work on a quilting project, maybe you want to work on knitting or crocheting. It could be different types of creatives there working on different types of projects. I find and have found, after the BHM Pattern Designers Live event, and of course going to the Sewing Fashionistas meetup and the Quilt Guild and stuff like that, it's something about being around other like-minded people that tends to spark more creativity, or, you know, get you to thinking outside the box, different things like that. So let me know what you think. If you're in the Houston area and you think that would be something you would be interested in, leave it down in the comments below. Just say, yeah, if you're in the Houston area, you would be interested. Follow Bianca from Thanks I Made Them. She does the same thing. I don't know how frequently she does it. It could be once a month or once every other month. I know she has one coming up in August. Follow her on Instagram. She's going to be posting that soon. I reached out to her. And so if it just depends on where you live. You all know Houston area is huge. And everybody use that as kind of the pinpoint. And there's meetups in Dallas. Make sure you're following that. So Monica in sorority where they do meetups and everything in the Dallas area. So yeah, leave it down below if you're interested in doing a sew-in or something here in the Houston area. Okay, so let's go ahead and get through the patterns that I picked up. I will pop these quickly up on the screen and go relatively quick on these. Now, McCall's recently had a sale at Joann's, but how about I am super disappointed because the days that I went to 2 different Joann fabrics, and how about none of the new McCall patterns were in during the McCall pattern sale, which is odd. It's like, why aren't the patterns in? There's a sale. Where are the patterns? None of the new ones were in. So I only picked up one McCall's pattern, and it was inspired by the whole layer cake situation and dress that I was just talking about with the perfect jacket. I've been pinning more on Pinterest, and there have been so many looks that I had, and I'm gonna pop up a few here that I've just been like, yeah, now that I feel like the lid has been lifted off my box of thinking, where I'm like, yeah, I can use a pattern to create this. And again, I'm not into being a designer, a pattern designer, so that's not my wheelhouse. I'd rather just get a pattern that has already put in some of the work, and then I only have to do just a little bit more. Something like that. But so when I'm pinning things on Pinterest, I saw a denim look that I absolutely love. I also saw this look with these ties where you get ties and you sew them together to make a vest. I thought that was sharp. Yeah, so many different looks. And so that's what some of these patterns are that I picked up. The first one that I picked up, the only McCall's pattern I picked up that was on sale, is McCall's 8150. I'll pop up a picture here. I got this simply because of view C. View B and view C. View C has 4 tiers, and then view B has 3 tiers. Can you imagine? Those are different layers of Ankara. Oh, I just got some ideas. And so, but that's what I was thinking. I thought, absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. And this is an older pattern. This pattern came out in 2021, so it's not like it's new. This sale, I had went and picked up, Vogue was on sale in June. For $5.99. Vogue, Simplicity, and Butterick. They were all on sale. And so what I did was went and picked up some more Vogue patterns, and I also picked up a couple of Butterick. I know I had mentioned in the previous video that, you know, Butterick is really that style aesthetic. The patterns that they come out with really don't appeal to me, but these couple I did pick up. And the first one is Butterick 6851. I picked these up because my sewing friend, Miss Patricia, she has plans for these pants, but she said it's a really good pattern. There are no side seams on this pattern. And I was like, really? and is this knit? Was this the one? Yes. You make it in, you can either make it in a crepe, and crepe has stretch in it, a gabardine, a ponte knit, or a jersey. And so you can make, is no side seams. You make shorts, capris, or pants. And so I was like, yes, I'm getting that one. And it's a Palmer and Plesh, so you know it's going to be a lot of instruction in here about fit and different things like that. So I did pick that up. And then this was a newer release. I think this one was just released. yeah, this is a new 2023. This is a new release. It is Butterick 6940. This is also a Palmer and Plesh. I absolutely love view A. That's the only view I like on this. You all know I love a sleeveless, and so I love the neckline. What drew me to this was the style lines around the neck. It kind of has this pleating, slight gathering detail around the waist, and it has this waist seam, and then it kind of gathers in around the neckline. I just thought for a fuller bust that would be really nice, a really nice look, and I really like the hug around the shoulder as well. So yeah, absolutely love it. So I picked it up, 6940. Now Simplicity, I picked up two Simplicity. One I got in 2 different sizes. The first Simplicity I picked up is the 9793, and this is the authentic vintage Simplicity. I just thought this was so cute. Now, here's the thing. The back on this is out. The back on this is out. Yes, you would need to wear a certain kind of bra with this, or you can hack this. Make a modification, create a panel to go up in the back. I can totally see a lace panel going up in the back, and the lace panel interlined in a different color, and just to go up far enough where you can get some bra coverage in the back, because I would totally wear a bra with this. I'm wearing a bra, and so but yeah, that I still like it. And this is knit. It says 2 main pattern pieces. That's all you need. Easy sew. And so I went ahead and picked that up. The last Simplicity I picked up was 9688, and no, it's 2. I'm sorry, 9688 and 9689. These went together. Well, the model is on the front of both, and so she's kind of wearing the different pieces from both patterns. So 9688 is the jacket. I absolutely love this jacket, and it's because of the detail of the slit in the sleeve is what I like about it. I think this jacket is so cute, and that's the only thing that's in this pattern is that jacket and the belt that comes with it. Now what she's wearing with it is 9689, where there's the vest. She's wearing the vest underneath that jacket and the pants. I like this whole look. I was like, I don't have a female's vest pattern. But when I saw this, I was like, my mind got to going again that, oh, you can play with that because it's lined. It is lined. And I was like, oh, that looked like some fun you can have with that. But yeah, I thought this was cute. I thought this was so cute. So I picked that up because she is everything that she's wearing comes in these 2 different pattern packs. So yeah, I like that. Then the last 3 Vogue patterns I picked up, I went back and got 2 of these inspired. Vogue 1617, Cherie Thomas. I looked at her haul and she picked up this jumpsuit pattern, and I was like, now this is so cute, and it looks so relaxing. I mean, I just like the waist seam. It looks like it draws in. It looks like it, or it looks like a belt or something that's a combination. It's called a loose fitting jumpsuit with contrast binding, and it has a waistband with ties. So that's what that is, a waistband with ties. I thought this was so cute, and it looks super relaxing, so I went and picked that up. And then this was totally inspired by looking at Carlos, what is his name, Carlos Varga on Instagram, Vogue 1953. He showed this dress. Now I passed this up, but what I did not know is that there was a view that the cut that you see, that low plunging cut, there's actually a piece that goes in there for version A. And I think you can do it on version B as well. But he had posted it on his Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's the only reason I didn't pick that up, because I'm not about trying to, I mean, it's a beautiful dress, but I was like, that's a deep cut. And so, but when he showed his versions, I was like, I like that look around the neck, like that Butterick I just showed. That look around the neck I think is just beautiful, and so I was like, I am picking it up. So I did. And it has the belt pattern on it. I can see me doing a totally different belt though. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So I picked that one up. And the final Vogue pattern is 1797. And this is a Time of Linda Platt. This one came out in 2021. But I completely turned over the style line to look at the style lines on that. Again, can you imagine? And this is made for knit. Crepe, ponte knit, crepe back satin, that type fabric is what it says it calls for. So I was just thinking of a ponte. But can you just see playing with the color on this with this style line? I love it. It is absolutely beautiful. I was like, yeah, you can have some fun with that. You can definitely have some fun with that. So yeah, those are the patterns that I picked up. That's kind of how my sewing is evolving. Really, again, thinking outside the box. And I think the lid has just been blown off now. Now that things I've been thinking about, I'm seeing in these different creators out here, and then being around other creators, it just sparked something in me. It just really sparked something in me. So you all have to let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited about continuing to create, continuing to evolve in my sewing, continuing to tackle different techniques and different things of that nature. Again, not every pattern needs to be hacked. Not everything needs to have a ton of embellishment and everything. I'm all good with simple. I have on simple. I don't mind that at all. But now it's like, okay, there are some things that I'm thinking about that, yeah, I'm just inspired now by all these other creatives. So let me know what you all think. I know this was a chatty one. I told you it would be. So leave any questions you have down below. Leave your thoughts down below. But come back on Sunday. I will have my pattern hack for you and share all of the details. But you can follow on Instagram because I'll be posting my picture on Thursday, July 21st. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in today. You all have a blessed rest of your week. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye.